Good morning. My name is Rick White from 180 Biz, and this is my Just One Thing. We're a coaching and training company for the independent auto and truck repair shop industry. So, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about choices. And I think this is going to be really, really cool. So, have you ever noticed that you can have two shop owners that have the same sales, the same market, and the same opportunities, yet one loves what they do and the other can't wait to get out, wants to burn the place down? I need you to understand the difference isn't their circumstances, it's their choices. And it's not the big obvious choices, right? It's the choices that these two are making that create this disparity between who they are. But I need you to understand it's not these big obvious choices, but it's this really seemingly small choices that you make every single day without realizing it. What I'm talking about today is the difference between intentional choices and default choices. You see, the shop owners that struggle the most aren't usually making bad decisions. They're allowing old decisions, listen to this, to create tolerance. They're allowing old decisions to create tolerance. So I want to give you three choices that you're making every single day, and I promise you, you aren't thinking about them. So the first thing I want you to think through, here's your first choice you're making every day without thinking it through. Why are you going to work? I think that is a really important question because nobody asks that question anymore. At one point, y'all had a dream, but then survival took over, right? So are you going in? So as you're going in, are you going to work so you don't fail? Are you going in to make payroll? Are you going in to pay the bills? Are you going in just to get to the end of the day without killing somebody? So here's what I need you to understand. There's another part to this where you could be building something meaningful. You could be creating opportunities. You could be making an impact. You could become who you're capable of becoming. I need you to understand that shop owners who are running from something eventually burn out, whereas shop owners that are building something tend to stay energized because of the very act of building. And if your why is wrong, why you're going to work, everything feels heavy. It's hard to get through the day. It feels like you're just carrying this weight all the way through. And it doesn't have to be that way. You can decide intentionally to do something different here, and it's amazing when you do. So that's the first choice you're making every day without thinking about it. Second choice you're making every day, who are you working with? Who are you working with? I'm going to tell you, I can't tell you how many shop owners spend years complaining about their team. Some tolerate them, but very, very few intentionally grow their team. So are you asking, how am I managing problems, or how am I developing people? See, the team you have today is the result of what you've been willing to tolerate. And what happens is when growth stops, your frustration rises. When development is your focus, on the other hand, your team becomes your most valuable asset instead of your biggest burden. When development is your focus, when your team development is your focus, your team becomes your most valuable asset instead of your biggest burden. It really is an amazing transition. But then there's one more choice that most don't ever think about. And that is, who are you doing work for? Who are you doing work for? Because I'm going to tell you this right now, and it's going to sound really counterintuitive. Not Every customer deserves your business. Are you bringing anyone that has a vehicle, 4 wheels and a key, and you do it? Are you working with people who shop on price alone or tolerating them? Are you working with people who question and nitpick on every recommendation? Or are you working with people who value your expertise, people who appreciate your quality and caring, people who trust your process? See, the customers you attract are often a reflection of the message you're sending, and you get what you market for. You get more of what you market for. Here's the thing I want you to understand. The message that you're sending starts up here. It starts up there, understanding why are you going to work? Who are you working with, right? And who am I doing work for? Super, super important questions to ask. And it can be a very gradual shift. But if you start to decide to answer those questions intentionally and differently every single day, your business is going to start getting better. Because here's the big problem. Most shop owners believe they'll be happy when they succeed. I truly believe it starts with while they succeed, not when. And it all starts with better choices. These 3 questions. Why am I going to work? Who am I working with? Who am I doing work for? Because whether you realize it or not, you're answering these questions every single day. And these 3 choices alone determine the quality of the game you're playing. I'm going to say that again because it's super, super important to hear. The 3 choices that you make, the 3 answers that you give for each of those questions determines the quality of the game you're playing. And that's really, really amazing because you get to ask yourself, am I choosing intentionally or by default? It's okay to change your view on this. It's okay to start answering these questions with conviction, determination, and a destination, because then you start to create something instead of reacting all the time. And that's amazing. When you start answering, when you start taking control for these questions of these 3 choices, you are no longer a victim. You are a creator. And that's amazing. So please, somebody share this video. They need to hear this message this morning, and I need your help getting it out there. So everybody, God bless. I want you to have a great week. I got 7 seconds. I want you to go make some money. Take care, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.